From the Intellifluence headquarters in sunny Scottsdale, Arizona, this is the Intellifluence Influencer Spotlight. In each episode, we sit down with an influencer from our network and we discuss their background as well as their unique approach to influencer marketing. Paula Rosales is an accomplished water sports athlete and creative consultant. After her stint as a commercial model, brand ambassador, and talent for various brands in her younger years, she decided to put her talents in the water sports and tourism industry. In 2015, Paula started her own company called Blue Kiteboarding Inc. in the Philippines, housing the very first kiteboard terrain park in Asia. As an Intellifluence influencer, Paula has a reach of over 14,000 followers. You can learn more about Paula and view her current ventures at radheart.com. Paula, thanks so much for talking with us today. Can you tell us a little bit about Radheart, Blue Kiteboarding, and what led you to branch out into the water sports and tourism industry?
Okay, so to start with, when I was young, I've always loved the ocean. I love water sports. And I was trained to be a model. I was a former model in the Philippines. I also love theater and all this like media stuff. And then I just think that it would work if I cross all my passions together. And I was a competitive athlete for quite some time. I was a Roxy rider in Southeast Asia. And then that's when I started to think about ambassadorship and also using my voice to help those that want to get into the water sports, not just the girls, but also the companies that want to get into it and also start up their business. So that's where we have Blue Kiteboarding. And Radheart is just my blog, basically. And if somebody wants to reach me, that's my website.
Nice, nice. And can you describe your aha moment when you decided influencer marketing was something you wanted to pursue, and when did you recognize that you are an influencer?
So when I got sponsored for the first time, I was actually really surprised that I was sponsored because I wasn't really a champion. And I always thought that as an athlete, for you to be sponsored by a brand, you have to be a champion. And when I asked the person who wanted to sponsor me, like, why are you sponsoring me? And they're like, there's only going to be like a 2% champion in the entire world. But we're not after that. We're after the way you are as a person, the way you communicate to other girls, to other people. And they found it really inspiring. So I always thought like, okay, so sports has always been an outlet for me to be a better person. And if I can communicate that to people, then I guess this is something that is a great message for the brands. I studied communications as well, and I always thought that as communications expert, we have the capacity to influence other people, and it's always good that we present a message that is positive.
Absolutely, I agree. I'm a communication major as well, so I'm right there with you. And your Instagram is comprised of blue skies and beaches, but I'm sure that's only one part of your life. Can you describe how you structure your average day so you can get everything done that you need to accomplish that's on your list?
Right, so I am a 5 a.m. wake-upper. My mom trained me really well since I was also an athlete. It was always 5 a.m. is always the start of the training. So I'm always used to waking up that early. At 5 o'clock in the morning, I get up, I have breakfast, and then I usually have a list already that's prepared for me during the day, which I've already prepared the night before. And then I go to yoga. If the surf is great, I'll go out straight. But I usually start my day with yoga, and then I come back home, I do a little bit of work, and then I have lunch and I work a little bit. I do my conference calls and like now, because it's lunchtime and the wind is starting right now. So I'll be out in like 3 hours in the water again. And then at this time, this is a window for me to shoot all my products and also do the interviews, do the photo shoots, do like client calls. And then after that, I just hang out at the beach with my friends and then come back home, have dinner, read some books, and then prepare for the next day, then go to sleep. That's it.
That is a busy day. I'm interested in your training too. With kiteboarding, is it primarily that? Do you do some cross training? Do you do anything else?
So to begin with, I was a competitive swimmer I started when I was in sixth grade. So that was a benchmark for me to get into a really strong routine for training. And when I transferred to water sports, it was easier for me because it was much more of a fun sport than like doing 200 laps in the pool. So it was easier for me actually to have that. I do cross train. I do a lot of yoga and strength training at the gym, which also led me to a lot of being an influencer for a lot of how do you say this, workout brands, because kiteboarding is a very small sport, but of course combining it with training indoors with the gym and also the recovery process and the yoga and all this other fun stuff in between. That's basically what I do. I also like to cross train because just to change things up.
Absolutely, I totally get it. And then in a recent post on Instagram, you brought up the importance of unplugging from time to time. And so what do you like to do in your free time away from the office, whether that be a physical office building or your other office, which is the beach?
Well, I usually stay in the beach, number one, or I go underwater. I go diving. I also love hiking. For me, being close to nature is one thing that I really need. So if I'm not facing a computer, I would rather be outdoors. Actually, right now I'm outdoors, so I'm still outdoors.
Yes, we love your backdrop, by the way.
Thank you. This is a really nice vertical plant.
Yes.
I can say I relate to the beach. Normally, instead of being in the water, though, I'm kind of more of like, I'm just gonna tan on the sand type person. And then like diving, there's sharks.
Is that your cross training, tanning?
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Hiking is super fun. Like when I'm not in the beach, I'm usually up in the mountains, in the forest. So.
And then what are some of your goals as it pertains to influencer marketing in the next few years?
Okay, so I made this promise to myself that I'm gonna start only promoting products that are climate neutral. It's quite hard as of the moment because not all companies are on that train yet, but it's getting better. It's also, I think, my part to introduce them to being climate neutral. So that's one of the things that I'm trying to get myself into. Maybe in the next 3 years, I would like to just promote it. Brands and work with brands that are climate neutral.
Want to join Intellifluence as an influencer for free? It's easy. Visit Intellifluence.com, click on the influencers link, and then click on the Join for Free button to sign up. Once you have registered, you will get immediate access to our influencer marketplace where you can browse relevant offers from brands and apply on the spot. You'll also be eligible to receive attractive product and service pitches from brands. There's absolutely no cost to join as an influencer, so we hope you take advantage of our service. Also, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and well, you know the drill. Until our next episode, keep being awesome.